Well, hello everybody. My name is Sarah, and this is Pearls of Wisdom with Clean Intermittent Fasting and OMAD. And I'm just finishing up my cuppa, and I'm enjoying my Christmas present from one of us here, a turtle here named Marla. She sent me 2 bags of nice, strong coffee, and I'm enjoying the 2 bags. They're from places in Africa, which seems to make the best coffee beans, right? So here I am, and I'm enjoying that. And being a clean intermittent faster means that I'm enjoying my coffee black. I like it strong. I like it um, very hot. And I like it in little increments like this. This is the size of a demi-tasse cup. And I have it throughout the day, and I love it. And that's how I practice my clean intermittent fasting. I begin with a little packet of the raw unflavored element, and I have that in warm water. While my coffee is brewing, I do the pour over, which I showed in a recent video, and I set up myself with the Mueller little kettle for the hot water, and then I've gone through many little glass pour over sets that has the stainless steel filter. Those things don't break, but the glass, yeah, I've invested a lot into that. And somebody said to me, "Oh, you mean like the Chemex?" And it's like, yes, it is like the Chemex. And it seems to work for me. And once you begin to have your pour over, it really makes a difference. It's nice and strong, and you become kind of a little coffee snob for how you like your coffee. I know that it feels good not to use all the little Keurigs that I used to use for the landfill. My contribution, I guess. But I do love the pour over, and that wasn't the Keurig wasn't the intent when I began it. I began it because I wanted a richer, hotter coffee. It comes out so nice and hot. I love it. And so I continue to just do my clean intermittent fasting and my OMAD. I began when I was doing Weight Watchers with my videos many years ago, I think 7 or 8 years ago here on YouTube. I've evolved over the years, and it never ceases to delight me. The people that are here, the people that begin to do this or did do it, had success, got away from it, and then came back again. So if you've been with me all this time, I'm so glad you're here. This is a great community, and we're all growing older together. I'm 72, and I never thought that I could eat the way that I eat, feel the way that I feel, and continue day to day with what it is that I do and how I can enjoy things. I've been a foodie all my life, probably lots of different reasons for feeling that food fills the empty hole. I know a lot of it is the childhood trauma that I had, alcoholism, being adopted, you name it. I got all that stuff going for me, and I began to overeat as a child because I ate where I could find it. I know that sounds so victimy. I don't mean to sound victimy, but there was no food in my house growing up, so I began as a babysitter, and I would just, go into the people's cabinets and freezers and fridge and just eat because they had real food. And so I've always surrounded myself with food. My first job was in a kitchen at a nursing home, and I guess I continue today by working in a grocery store and also doing Instacart. It's all about the food to me. And now as a cashier, it's funny when people buy things. I said, "Well, how do you cook this?" Or, "What is this like?" Or, "Do you eat this raw? Is this something you shave onto your..." But when we have a lot of ethnic communities down here, and so they do a lot of their own cooking, which I know nothing about. So I'll ask them when they get a vegetable or a fruit that I'm not familiar with, how they treat it, and sometimes with meats as well. I'm pretty standard American, burger, French fry type person, or I was growing up, and now I like to do a lot of soups in the winter, soups and stews in the crock pot, and I also cook with a lot of eggs. And then I love my pub burger. There's nothing like a pub burger to me. It's just a plain formed, it's they must put it in some sort of compressor because it's nice and formed and thick. I like the thickness of it. So I'm a foodie. I love my food. Yes, I live in New England. Yes, I live on Cape Cod, but I'm not a huge seafood fan. I suppose if I went someplace and they had baked haddock, I would eat it, but it's not anything that I go, what am I feeling like eating today? No. So I did the Weight Watchers until that stopped working, which was a few months, and then I read Dr. Davis's book Wheat Belly, and I read with horror about the wheat and sugar that, like, I'm addicted to, always will be. And although those items are back in my life, I've done a lot of work emotionally to not overeat and overuse and abuse those two foods. They're treated like a treat, like a condiment, maybe. And, the main focus of my meal is protein, fat, some dairy, some fruit. I missed fruits. I've got my veggies. Tonight I'm having a pork chop with some thick asparagus. Sometimes I like them skinny, 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 like the size of a pencil, and other times I like them thicker. And today will be the thicker kind. I'm just pretty simple about how I cook. I cook well, but simple, and no fancy Nancy. I make some nice stews. I made a Scotch broth, which is lamb, barley, carrots, and onions, and we've been enjoying that um, on these cold winter days. But that's fun. It's the sort of thing. I do lose myself in my kitchen. I'm a food prepper. I've already prepped the pork chops, and Greg's having broccoli. I'm having asparagus. Oh, yeah. Will we ever get together on the veggies, huh? And so it's easy because it's such simple cooking. It's easy to cook two vegetables. And then I'll have my carrot. And I've got pickles. I've got cucumbers on my shopping list for today, and I'll pick those up. I've been enjoying half a grapefruit, pink grapefruit, or an orange each day as well. I like the opal apples. I don't know if you've had them, but they're tiny. They're even smaller than this, which is perfect because I like to have just a little taste of a certain type of fruit, and then I might get bored or whatever. And apples, they don't hold too well, even if you wrap them. And so I continue. My clean part of my day is just black coffee and water, plain water. After I've had the element with the raw unflavored flavor, and then I don't really have water throughout the day. I have another glass of it at the end of my meal. With my supplements, I do take I was taking vitamin D, but she said I've got too much in my blood. So I focus on magnesium mostly. And I have a Super C that has zinc in it. I started taking during COVID, and I keep taking it. I don't know if it works or not, but that's what I take. And so I enjoy my simple little life of food. I go every day. Well, I work every day. So I leave after cashiering and I shop the store, and then I bring it home. So I'm good. Everything is fresh here. I'll buy like 2 bananas and 2 apples, things like that, like a half a pound of grapes, half a pound of cherries, something like that. And so I keep it very simple, and it continues to work. I weigh myself once a month. Um, as I said before, I have this rule of not eating while standing. So it was funny, we were at a wedding reception, and they had all the hors d'oeuvres go by, and I don't eat while I'm standing. And so that was good. I waited, and I wanted to wait until the entree anyway, because I have a problem with hors d'oeuvres and that sort of appetizers. I'm one of those that, I will have 2 full days worth of food, calories, fats, sugars, anything in appetizers and still not feel full. I know. It's all the head thing. It's the diet brain. It's the head thing. It's the overeater brain. It's the all the jumble of different uh, good habits, bad habits that, you get at a young age from need or greed. And so, anyway, every day I just like to keep nice and simple. I plan my food. I don't overeat like I used to. Every now and then, I know I've had a little too much. My full button does tell me now when it's full, and I'll do 3 bites more just because girly's a piggy sometimes. And I feel it. I feel the difference. So I love what I do. I love how it works for me. I keep it very, very simple. The clean intermittent fasting with my OMAD with no deprivation is the first time in my life that I've been at peace. My diet brain, my busy brain, my compulsive overeater brain, my food addict, carb addict, sugar addict finally is just tamped down and kept happy and satisfied so I don't explode when I explode. I don't need to because I don't live a life of food deprivation like I used to, where you play the games. It just doesn't work for me. So I look forward to my 1 meal a day. I have it. It's great. And then I clean intermittent fast until the next OMAD. It's always over 18 hours, and sometimes it's as many as 24 hours. And that's how I roll. And I will continue to do this. Why? Because it works for me. And I hope what you're doing works for you. Tell me about what you do below. And I'm so glad you're here. I'll see you here the next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.